are the Mary Sues. And in this new segment, what we're going to do is one of us is going to talk about something we really, really love, or it could be eventually something we really, really hate, and why we love/hate that.
Right. Or just, like, getting shit off our chests.
Right.
And right now, your burning feeling is...
My burning feeling is just a general love of Mamma Mia. And ABBA, but, like, mainly, like, the Mamma Mia franchise. And I'm going to talk, and Princess is going to listen, and y'all will listen, and it'll be great, and you'll hear me almost cry, but it's fine, because it's Mamma Mia! Here we go again! Mama, how can I resist you? In true Mamma Mia fashion, we're being hydrated. I don't know if they're hydrated, Mamma Mia, but they are by water.
They should be.
They are by water, and they're running around. I purposely, hold on. Hydration. I did one of those heritage things, and it said I was Greek, and I'm not.
You're like,
I'm like, excuse me, who
like,
adopted me?
Hello, mother. Hello, father. You've been saying that I'm Italian. I mean, like, well, one did conquer the other, so, like...
Well, I think it was one of those generalization ones where you
like,
pay,
Mediterranean?
Like, yeah, it's just like, oh, yeah, over here. I'm like, well, I'm over on the next island over.
Right.
It's not even an island, it's a peninsula.
It's like if I did mine, it was just, like, the whole continent of Africa. They're like... They're like, dig through it, and you're like, nuance. Yeah, great, thank you.
You're like, thanks.
I couldn't have guessed that shit.
Figured out that I'm from somewhere.
I thought I was Japanese, but you know.
And this is an episode where I just get to talk about Mamma Mia. A movie that I hated the first time I ever saw it.
So are we talking about Mamma Mia and Mamma Mia, Here It Goes Again?
It is a franchise. It is like the Fast and the Furious.
Oh my God.
It is like the MCU.
Explain to me See, I like ABBA. I know roughly the plot of Mamma Mia, and I like Colin Firth.
Oh, then you would love Mamma.
So, like, break it down for me, what
Okay.
I'm missing as the uninitiated Mamma-mite.
We'll start with Mamma Mia! Exclamation point. Mamma Mia! Exclamation point is based off of the hit stage musical that always as a child reminded me of, like, Tony and Tina's Wedding, even though it has nothing to do with Tony and Tina's Wedding. I just thought it was, like, kind of in the same realm, and my mom was like, no. But Mamma Mia goes, like, Sophie, a girl who's, like, about to get married to the love of her life, Howard Stark, a.k.a. Dominic Cooper, is like, hey, I want to meet my dad, but I don't know who he is, and neither did my mom. She always said it was Sam, but I found her diary, and it said it could be any of these three men. So it's Sam, Bill, and Harry. Harry is Colin Firth.
I knew it.
Bill is Stellan Skarsgård, and then Sam is Pierce Brosnan. And so in the first movie, she invites them all to the island, like, 2 days before she's getting married. So she's like, I'm gonna plan this perfectly.
Yeah.
My bachelorette party is the night before I get married because that makes sense. So I'll be hungover on my wedding day. I'm gonna invite my 3 potential dads here and hope my mom doesn't see them while I figure out which one is my actual father. And then and doesn't tell her fiance. So this guy's just like, what the fuck?
Right.
Like the whole movie.
Jesus.
Delightful.
If there was a murder in it, it would be like an Agatha Christie novel.
I wish there was a murder, and I wish...
Murder on the Mamma Mia Express.
Oh, who do I wish was murdered in Mamma Mia? I don't know. I love everybody. That movie that when you watch, you have to be, like, aware that you're watching a really cheesy fucking movie. I was so mad because Pierce Brosnan can't sing. Like, I was like, this is stupid. This is cheesy. Meh. I saw The Light, like, 4 years ago and was like, wow, I'm wrong. This movie's great. Because it is so fucking cheesy that you have to go into it like, I'm ready to go to this weird-ass fucking Greek island where we don't know if Meryl Streep, like Donna, if she knows every word to every ABBA song or if they're insinuating that she is ABBA. Like, no one knows why it's ABBA.
Right.
Like, jukebox musicals, it kind of, like, sometimes it doesn't have a, like, it's not said why it's a jukebox musical, but most of those aren't, like, set around a specific band.
Yeah.
Like, they can be. Like, there's the Billy Joel one, and now there's this Bob Dylan one coming, but the Bob Dylan one is, like, based on a girl from the North Country, so it's, like, they're Dylan songs, and so it's technically a jukebox, but it's, like, just part of the story.
Yeah.
Whereas this is, like, not established, it was in Greece, like, we're gonna sing about fucking Waterloo, guys. Great. So the first movie is like, that's like the plot. So the whole movie she's trying to figure out her dad's. Every man thinks he's her dad at a certain point, but like none of them talk, even though they're all staying on the same boat. Because Meryl Streep sings, money, money, money. Yeah, so she's like fixing shit, and then all of a sudden she like hears them, and I think is this when she sings Mamma Mia? I can't remember. It starts with money, money, but then Mamma Mia is when she sees the three of them.
Mm-hmm.
Which, oh my god, I just realized that's so sad in the sequel. I'll get to it. So, she sings Mamma Mia, and she's like creeping around looking at them, and she like sees them, and I wish the sequel had done this. She sees them as she saw them when they like all fucked, and I wish that that's how they looked in this movie, but they don't. They look like completely different. But like it was Pierce Brosnan still, but with like long hair and like a bandana on, and it's wild. But so she's singing Mamma Mia. All of a sudden, the Greek people on the island push her into this room. So then she's just sitting with her legs up, looking at the three men.
Oh yeah, I've seen that scene. They're like, oh, that's how I remember it.
Yeah,
yeah.
And you're like, oh, okay. So they're
guys,
like,
we fucked.
Yeah, I fucked all three of these. So basically, the entire movie is like Sophie being like, I made a mistake. Why did I break my dad's? And then like, by the end of the movie, her and Sky are like, we are too young. We need to travel the world. We're not getting married. Meanwhile, Meryl Streep in the best scene that's ever happened. So her and Pierce Brosnan were truly in love. She like fucked Harry, who's Colin Firth, because he's gay, and he was like, at the time, like they explain in the movie, he's like, oh, I never had sex. I'm gonna have sex with a girl. I like want to figure it out because it's like the 70s, the 60s, 70s. I can't remember. And he's like, I gotta figure out how this works. And he like thought he was in love with her, and then you realize it like in Mamma Mia that he's like, oh no, I'm gay. Like I don't love her. Like I'm not interested in women. Skarsgård falls in love with Julie Waters. Julie Waters. Molly Weasley.
Yeah.
Meryl Streep has two best friends. They're Julie Waters and they're Christine Baranski. What their names are in this movie, one is Tanya, and I can't remember the other one's name, because I don't care. It's Julie Waters. Like, I'm like, I don't know, your name is Julie Waters. So then, those two, like, Stellan Skarsgård and Julie Waters, back in, like, in the sequel, those two, like, kind of had, like, she liked him, but they felt bad for Meryl Streep, so they were like, you go fuck Stellan Skarsgård, even though you've already fucked two other dudes in the span of, like, 3 days. And she's like, get over him. Go fuck this guy on a boat. And that's what she does. And so poor Julie Waters just like eats cake the whole time. Her and Papa Scars are gonna go fuck. So they're like, whoop doop doop, fuck, fuck, fuck. So it leaves Pierce, who sings SOS, which is my favorite ABBA song. Have you ever heard SOS?
I have heard SOS.
A delight to be had by all. So he sings SOS. Pierce Brosnan cannot sing.
I've heard that. It's painful.
Yes, I was going to show you, but it's fine. He can't sing. So, he sings my favorite ABBA song. It's absolutely terrible, but it shows that he loves her. Because he was in love with her, was going to stay on the island, but did not tell her that he was engaged to some other girl that he didn't really like.
Classic.
And so then, it's so heartbreaking in the movie. But in the sequel, oh guys, wait till I get to the sequel. This is just Mamma Mia. So then, he like,
exclamation point.
He's like, yeah, exclamation point. He's just like, oh my god, I'm so sad. And then she like, so they're like, but you left. He goes, but I came back and you were with somebody else. Because that's what happens in the sequel. So then he sings SOS. He loves her. The whole movie, it's Pierce Brosnan trying to be like, I love you though. I love you though. I love you though. And she's like, I've been heartbroken because she's been cheated by him and she thinks he knows when. So then there's like a crazy bachelorette where the men climb up the wall and they're like, whoa, yeah, and they're singing Voulez-Vous, where it's like, Voulez-Vous, na, 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 and Sky, Dominic Cooper, is like, what's going on, Sophie? And she's like, I invited all my dads, and then it's a disaster, because they all think they're her dad, but none of them know that the other one thinks that that's her dad. So then, whatever, we're fast forwarding. Day of the wedding. The saddest scene that's ever happened in a movie in my entire life. Meryl Streep sings Slipping Through My Fingers, which if you love your mama, will break your heart. Wedding day. Sophie realizes, hey, Sky, we're like 20. This is dumb. We can't even drink. And so then they're like, we're not gonna get married. But before that happens, Meryl stands on the, like, a rocky edge of a cliff in Greece and just delivers the winner takes it all at Pierce Brosnan. Meryl's best work is in Mamma Mia and Ricky and the Flash. I care about none of her Oscar-nominated films.
You're like,
Doubt?
keep it.
Get the fuck out.
Keep it. Amy Adams.
Yeah. Go over there, the
Viola
fucking
Davis.
Iron Lady, I don't give a shit. Julia, what the fuck ever. Ricky Rendazzo and Donna Sheridan. Oscar worthy in
Those
my
are the
opinion.
ones.
In my opinion, delightful. The end of that movie ends up with Meryl Streep marrying Pierce Brosnan.
As you should.
Yeah, because Pierce Brosnan is still a babe.
Yeah.
Can't sing, but
He was a James Bond.
yeah, if you're once a Bond, always a Bond.
Yeah.
And they get married, and then, like, the end is them singing Waterloo during the credits. Doesn't really make sense. Doesn't need to be there, but it is great. They're in,
I'll
like,
take it.
they're in, like, late tech, because there's this whole storyline where Donna and her friends are Donna and the, I can never say, Dominoes.
Pizza?
No.
Dynamo?
Yes, Donna and the Dynamos.
Dynamos.
I can't say it to save my life. Every time I'm like, Donna and the Dynamos.
Dynamos?
Donna and the Dynamos?
Yeah.
Donna and the Dynamos. And they are like a band that was popular in their college, but somehow everyone, and they like, in the sequel, they kind of are like, yeah, they're popular on this island, because like, when she came here, she sang. I'm assuming it's ABBA. But then they wear these crazy, like, 80s, like, latex outfits with, like, boas and shit.
Ooh.
And so in Waterloo, the boys wear those outfits. Like, Sophie wears... Everyone is dressed like it is a latex dream. With sequins and feathers. Mamma Mia is a treasure. Treasure that movie. Put it in a
Time
capsule. Send it to the future. And have people open it, like... 2135 when like everything is desolate and they have found one DVD player and they're like, we gotta see what this is, and then it's Mamma Mia. Now the sequel, arguably better than the first movie, and I know that is like blasphemy.
How
because
can you
everyone-
say that after that great pitch you just gave me?
Because the
Did
sequel
they sing
is
Waterloo like at the beginning?
yeah,
Oh.
and it features One of Us, which is like Dominic Cooper and Amanda Seyfried, which like this movie's just weird because they used to date and then they don't anymore, and in the movie they're still a couple. It features them like singing this song. He's in New York, she's in Greece, and they like end up on a wall and they're like back to back, and then like they end up in each other's rooms. Like it's clearly like, oh, we built this on a soundstage and then just let them walk in between the rooms, even though they're supposed to be in two different
places,
countries.
Yeah.
But it's so sad because, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen this movie, beware. But Donna is dead. Meryl Streep is dead.
She's like, I'm not coming back for this movie, girl.
Which,
I gotta go film Battle of Lies season 2.
Battle of Lies?
I mean, a big Battle of Lies. Whoa, Big Little Lies season 2.
Yes. Make Ricky and the Flash Too Flash, Too
I was
Furious.
gonna say
Too Flash, Too Furious. I want a...
to Sebastian Stan, to Sebastian Stanny.
Yeah, he is. He's Josh. He's her son in that movie. Me and my friend came up with this thing that they're like an extended universe of each other. So like Meryl Streep decides she can't be Ricky anymore and she goes to Greece to be Donna Sheridan. It all makes sense. So this movie goes back and forth in time. So it starts, it's like, wow.
Timey-wimey.
Timey-wimey. It's Doctor Who, but in Greece. Meryl Streep is played by Lily James. Like, young Meryl Streep is Lily James. She, like, leaves college. She's like, I'm gonna go travel the world, and I feel like Greece is calling me. Meanwhile, Donna is dead. So her daughter is like, I'm trying to make this hotel in my mom's honor. It's like a year after my mom died. This movie, I gotta look up what song it is. Oh, no, I know what it is, because I cried 4 times in Mamma Mia, ! Here we go again. Which, let me just want to point out, and I explained it on Twitter, and everyone was like, that's crazy, and they should have done that. If you made it Mamma Mia, ! Here we go again, that's Mamma Mia 2, here we go again.
Right.
it is so sad at points that I've legit, like, me and my friends were, like, sobbing, and this girl beside us in overalls, like, she knew what she was fucking getting herself into.
I'm here.
Yeah, she was crying, and we all, like, now, I'm not the kind of person that wants to scream and talk in a movie, but this movie, I was just so happy that I was like, Cher! In the middle of the movie theater.
Oh my God. Of course. That was the thing that I was like, I'm eventually going to see it with my mom, but I was like, we had to see it. She's like, what? Cher. And she's like, you're right, we did see Burlesque just for Cher.
Cher, I will let you know, Cher is only in the ending, but it is the greatest introduction of a character I've ever seen in my entire life. It's flashing back and forth between, like, Sophie was, like, the same age her mom got to the island, the same age, and, spoiler alert, you find out Sophie's pregnant later in the thing with Dominic Cooper's baby.
Yeah.
So it's like, but he don't know. He's in New York. He's here. So the two of them are, like, or she's trying to fix everything. Pierce Brosnan's that's still there, who I'm, like, 99% sure is her dad, because, forgot to say that, at the end of Mamma Mia, they all just decide we're all your dad. We don't care who's your actually dad. So the other two dads can't come. Like, Stellan Skarsgård is getting an award in Sweden for being the best Swede. Harry is like, I have to make a deal. He's a banker, so I don't know what deal he's making in, like, Japan, but that's where he is. So she's like, no one can come. Sky's not going to be here, but we have people coming, and it's going to, like, a photographer and people interviewing and all this stuff. It has to be perfect. And she goes to see, this is where it gets really sad. She goes to see Pierce Brosnan at some point, and they're talking, and she's like, it's been a year, and he's like, I know, blah, blah, blah. She'd be so proud of you. And as she leaves, he softly starts singing SOS as he's looking at these big pictures of Donna. Before that, it's like she meets Harry on her way to Greece. Like, I think they're in either Paris or, they're in Paris, because she, like, sneaks into the hotel to, like, get a free room, and he thinks she's, like, the hostess.
Yeah.
So that's where they sing Waterloo. So then they go, they fuck. And he's like, oh, I'm not a virgin, I fucked this blonde girl. And then she's like, bye, I'm going to Greece.
Goodbye.
So then she goes to Greece, she meets Stellan Skarsgård, and she's like, I missed the boat. So Stellan Skarsgård, they don't fuck. He shows up, and he's like, hey, you need a ride? She's like, yeah, because I missed the boat. So he's like, okay. So he's like, this is my boat. So then they take the boat, and they're out there, and he's, like, trying to clearly impress her and be like, I don't want this fucking dude. Because there's a guy who's like, help me, my love is on the island, and I'm here. I forget what his name is. It's like Giuseppe. I don't know. So then he's in the island, and they're like, fine, we'll help you. So then they take him back to the island, and he yells at his love from across the thing, and she jumps in the ocean. She's like, I love you! And they, like, run to each other, and they're swimming in the ocean. She's in a wedding dress, because she was about to be in an arranged marriage.
Oh, no, not those.
This is important for later. That's why I'm pinpointing this. Stellan Skarsgård's like, we don't fuck, but I'll drop you off in this random island in Greece. And there is where she finds the hotel that she has. She finds it, and she's like, no one's here. Like, what? Like, oh my God, I can do this. Meanwhile, back in our time, her friends, Christine Baranski and Julie Waters, show up, and they're like, your mom, like, was, like, she had these dreams. And so she's walking around, like, in the past singing, I have a dream, and, like, looking at all of it, and it's like, oh, she has a dream. Pierce Brosnan's part's somewhere in there, I can't remember, but it's so sad. He's so sad, because he only had, the timeline of this movie, like, it makes you think, like, he had 10 years, but he doesn't have 10 years married to her. He has, like, 3 before she dies, and it is so heartbreaking, because they wasted so much time when they could have been together. I love this movie. She, like, wanted adventure, and he wanted her, and then they, like, fucked up, and she, like, finds this horse that's, like, underneath the house, and it's raining, and, like, she's like, oh my God, this horse is freaking out, I don't know what to do. And so she runs out, and she sees a guy on a motorcycle, and she stops him. The guy on the motorcycle, Pierce Brosnan, is a young man named Jeremy Irvine. He is beautiful. So it's, like, their love story, which is, like, for weeks they spent together, like, fucking and running around and being like, Greece! And, like, meanwhile, she, like, has was it with him? Yeah, it was with him where she gets the singing job. So she's, like, they're out, him and her are like, we're gonna get some food. And they went into this bar, and the guy is, like, singing an ABBA song. And she's like, oh, like, I like singing. And so she sings, so she sings Andante Andante. Meanwhile, Sam is standing there like, oh, I'm in love with this blonde girl. So they go fuck in his little cabin in the woods that spoiler, Pierce Brosnan lives in when he, like, they moved in there together when him and Donna were married. They're fucking, they're in love. They're like, oh my god, I love Grease. Then the name of the game happens and she's like so happy.
Mm-hmm.
She's like running, she's getting them fruit. She's like, I'm gonna get us fruit. I'm gonna go back to the house. She's like looking through his stuff and she sees a picture in his notebook of a young, pretty girl. And in the middle of name of the game, she like realizes that he's engaged to someone else. And she asks him and he like admits, he's like, I am, but I don't. She's like, I don't care. Answer these 3 questions. And so she goes, are you engaged? Did you know and were you gonna tell me? And he like says, yes, yes, no. And so she's like, get out, I don't want to see you anymore. And then they sing Knowing You Knowing Me, and Pierce Brosnan sings it in the real life. And it's like they go back and forth and they're very sad about it. And that is super sad. And that's like the end of his storyline for like a hot second. Angel Eyes happens. And Angel Eyes is like, in the real world, you find out that Stellan Skarsgård like cheated on Julie Waters. And you're like, how dare you cheat on this lovely woman?
That's real dumb.
And yeah, it's Walters. I couldn't remember. It's Julie Walters, not Walters. So Julie Walters is like telling Sophie, she's like, yeah, he cheated on me. Blah, 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 blah. They're like, sing your feelings, which makes me think maybe ABBA doesn't exist.
Right.
Because she's like, she came up with this song.
Right.
So when she's sitting there, like after Sam broke her heart, she's so upset. She's with her friends, she's dressed up because her friends came to see her. And we're like, where's the boy? And she's like sobbing. They're like, all right, we're going to sing. So she gets up, she goes to sing, and it starts like, okay, I'm going to show the difference in these 2 songs because it is heartbreaking, but also like, okay, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Mamma Mia, right? Mm-hmm. In the new one, here's how Mamma Mia starts.
Jesus.
It's like the saddest thing, like.
It's like the goth trailers, like that slough
But wait, listen to
remix.
how pretty.
I was cheated by you.
So that's why it's so sad when she sees them for the first time in the first Mamma Mia, she starts singing Mamma Mia.
Mm-hmm.
In the sequel, she's like, I've been I cried then too. Stellan Skarsgård shows back up, and because he comes back from like his trip. He wasn't there because he had to like go on a boat trip.
Right.
And so then he comes back and her friends are like, or Christine Baranski, like young Tanya, is like, go fuck him. Meanwhile, Julie Walters is like, but I like him. And Christine Baranski's like, no.
No.
This is her time.
It's like,
you eat the cake.
You don't understand, like, this movie's not about you.
Yeah, and so she's like sitting there eating cake. Christine Baranski's just drinking wine. And I'm like, this is great. So then she goes, she fucks him on a boat. They have a good time. She comes back. She like, her friends stay for a little while. And then she finds out she's pregnant.
Mm.
So then it goes back to the future. And there's this huge storm. Or like, sorry, the storm and the storm with the horse were at the same time. And so like Sophie's very upset because it ruined everything with the hotel.
Yeah.
And so she's like, what are we going to do? People can't get in. They canceled flights. Like, what are we going to do? Mm-hmm. Now we're like, this is all ruined. And this was supposed to be for my mom on the anniversary of her death. So she finds out she's like pregnant. She's like fixing the hotel as Sophie and everyone's trying to fix it. And then you find out that both Harry and Bill, and then even Sky, are all like, we gotta be there for Sophie. They're like getting ready to go, and they're like, there's no boats because of the storm. So the guy from the beginning, the fisherman who they like save for his wife, he goes, I have a boat, let's go! And gets everyone on this Greek island to come to this like
gun.
Yeah, like gets
Chekhov's boat.
so Dancing Queen is playing, and it is insane because it's like none of these people know each other, and they're all just like, yay, we're all seeing each other, and we're dancing to Dancing Queen. And so, like, everyone's running around the island so happy that they're all seeing each other. They're like, yes, I'm so excited to see my friends that they don't know.
Right.
And so they're, like, running to each other. They're so happy. Like, when Sophie sees Sky, like, she's like, oh, my God, Harry, oh, my God, Bill. And then she sees Sky. And she's like, and they run, and these people who have literally no idea who they are like, yay, they're together again. And you're like, you don't know who they are. She's so excited. She's like, but the people aren't coming. He's like, look, it's a full party. It's going to be great. It's for your mom. So then they're having fun. They're figuring it out. And guess who shows up?
Cher on a helicopter.
Cher on a helicopter in all white with a cane.
Because she don't care. Even though she's like, what, 10 years older than Meryl Streep?
Not even. She's like 4 years older. Andy Garcia is the ground, like the manager of the hotel, like the groundskeeper kind of guy. Meryl shows up, or not Meryl, Cher shows up.
I was gonna say, that would be a twist.
Twist?
Meryl's a ghost. It's like Hamlet.
Not yet. So then Cher shows up. She's like talking, and Sophie's like, "What are you doing here, Grandma? I didn't invite you." Because her and her daughter had some beef. And like, so she wasn't invited. But she's like, "What are you talking about? Sky brought me here." So her boy, they're not even married, her boy was like, "Your grandma deserves to be here and you need someone like her." So she brings her. And all of a sudden, Cher turns and Cher sees Andy Garcia. And she goes, "Fernando?" And then sings Fernando to him. They're together. They're like, yes, we love each other. So then everyone's like, oh my God, we're at a party. So then Sophie gets her dream. Meanwhile, Sophie like goes to tell Sky she's pregnant. She's like, "I don't want to tell anybody. Like, don't tell anyone." She's like, "I feel like so connected to my mom because this is like she was fixing this hotel when she was pregnant with me, and like that's what I'm doing for her." And it was really sweet, and I cried then. 3. Or kind of. I like got teary-eyed, and then the crying continues into the next part. So then Sky tells Sam, who tells Harry and Bill, and then Harry goes and tells everybody. So everyone knows Sophie's pregnant.
It's like I told everyone.
So then she stands up and she goes, "I'm finally getting a wish. I get to sing with Donna and the Dynamos."
Dinah and the Dynamos.
Donna and the
Dynamos.
Dynamos.
Yes.
Donna and the Dynamos.
There you go.
She finally gets to sing with Donna and the Dynamos. And so she sings, "I've Been Waiting for You." But, so then she, like, sings it as Donna and the Dynamos.
There you go.
And I started crying because she, like, sings it and, like, the Dynamos, like, Christine Baranski and Julie Walters kind of, like, let her have her mom's spotlight. And it's so sad because that's all she ever wanted was to be part of their group. And, like, even the first movie, like, they perform at her bachelorette party and she's so excited that her mom's performing. And so she's like, all she wanted was to be part of them. And she gets to be.
Aww.
And it's so sad and I cried. And it flashes forward for, like, a year, I think. Or, like, whatever. It's the baby's born. And so they're walking up this long-ass... Where they had this wedding was, like, a mile up a fucking mountain. And so that's where the church is for them to also, like, baptize the baby. So they're, like, going up the baptism road. And so they're, like... And so then she sings a song called My Love, My Life.
That was the 4th time.
Yeah. Because it goes back in time. It shows Donna baptizing Sophie. So it's Lily James with the baby. And it shows her baptizing her son, Donnie.
Aww.
But then Meryl shows up as a ghost of Meryl sings I Love My Life with her. And she's standing there watching.
I can't believe this bitch came back. I was like...
It's so good.
I'm sure everyone was like, oh my God, you said that she wasn't in the movie.
We all were crying. Because she's standing there and she's like, my love, my life. I never felt such emotions about Meryl in my life other than when I watched Ricky and the Flash. The way Meryl's ghost vanishes is she goes and she like shuts the door of the church. So the doors are like, I don't know, these people were just like,
it's the Holy Spirit.
Did the door just shut? Like no one, I wish one extra was like,
God.
And the end of the movie is like, it goes to white, and it's like so sweet because she's like, my mom was here, I feel connected to my mom. It's all about your mama. If you love your mama, you love Mamma Mia. So then, the end credits. It starts with Cher in a blue, like, lacrame suit, basically. And there's, like, stars that have sequins on it. And she starts singing Super Trooper. And it starts with Cher, and then it does, like, the first movie where it's, like, everyone comes in. But then their, like, past selves join their, like, present selves. So it's, like,
crossover.
there's 2 Donnas. So there's Meryl Streep and then there's Lily James. There's, like, the 2 Tanyas, the 2 Julie Walters. There's, like, the 3 boys and the 3 boys. It's, like, crazy.
That is the most adventurous crossover event of all time.
Yeah, really.
Fuck
like,
you,
fuck
Infinity
Infinity
War.
War. It is the end credits of Mamma Mia! Exclamation point, exclamation point. Here we go again. I want a whole franchise. My friend figured it out. She said it. My friend Leah, shout out Leah, said it should be Mamma Mia, here we go again. Mamma Mia, here we go again, parentheses, my, how can I resist ya? And then it's Mamma Mia, but the A is a 4.
Because like
it-
Fantastic Four.
Yeah, but no, because if you the words of that song go, Mamma Mia, here I go again, my, how can I resist ya, Mamma Mia. So it's
Right.
just, and then the next one would be like, Mamma Mia, does it show again? And you just keep going
Right.
through the lyrics of Mamma
Just keep
Mia.
going.
Yeah. So eventually where it's like, how can I resist you?
Perfect.
And then they all kill each other. Yeah, but I love it so much.
I can tell.
There is such a love that I have for this movie, and it's like, I don't truly know how to explain why I love it as much as I do.
But you do, and that's all that matters.
Yes.
I gotta say, now I definitely do want to check out this movie.
It's so good.
Yeah, I love crying mom movies.
Listen,
And I love my mama.
I
So as
call
you
my-
said, I love Mamma
if you
Mia.
love your mama, you love Mamma Mia. My mom just hates ABBA so much that she's
She's
like,
like,
I can't
absolutely
even
not.
like deal with it.
She-
They run around, I don't even know what ABBA songs you could use anymore. Like what? Like if you
just
make
keep,
a third
just keep
one,
remixing it.
well,
Make it darker.
We'll say, yeah. So then it goes from like it's just all acapella Mamma Mia, and it's like she's like murderous.
Yeah.
And she's like, I've been cheated by you, and I've been given away, and it, like the beat is like her going
Right,
do
it's
do
a-
do 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 do.
Exactly.
Mamma Mia is perfect. Go and see Mamma Mia. Here we go again.
You heard it here first, folks.
Thank you everyone for tuning into Mamma Mia. Thank you, Princess, for listening to me talk about Mamma Mia.
It was a pleasure.
Goodbye.
Bye. Here we go again. My, how can I resist you? This is when we fade out the footage.